agree with you that when it comes to Ashley Moody, she is as hyper-partisan gets in a very unethical way.
Yes.
Regarding the things that she did on Trump's behalf when he was president. And it was nonstop. It wasn't like it was one circumstance where, all right, I'm going to do this favor for the president. No, it's like, Mr. President, what do you need and how much of it do you want? And that, to me, is a very, very big problem, especially skirting all the laws. This is kind of like the wild, wild west here in Florida. And I think that that's what I think scares a lot of people. And it puts us in a very unique situation leading into this election where I would agree that even if the top of the ticket looks one way, a race like yours can become very interesting because Ashley Moody really does have a lot of dirt under her fingernails. Most politicians do, but she really takes it to another level.
Yeah, and we need a candidate like me who can hit her on it, who's not afraid to attack her on it and have credibility on it. So, yeah, but there's other historical presidents down ballot, like Alex Sink. She's a CFO. She won down ballot as a banker, as a CFO. And so, I mean, clearly, I think we got a great Val Deming to the top of the ticket. She's out raising Marco Rubio. I think either Nikki or Charlie is going to run a really great race. And then you're going to have me. It's going to be a strong Democratic ticket because you're going to have Val Demings, who's a Orlando cop, rides a Harley. She's tough as nails. She's got so much charisma. You're going to have either Nikki or Charlie, who I think are stellar. I think they're great retail politicians, and they can get cross appeal from maybe Republicans, independents, and then me as a North Florida Democrat, who is unique in a number of respects in terms of taking risks, talking about pocketbook issues. It's going to be a tough ticket for them to beat, in my opinion.
Obviously, the world has changed significantly. We were heading towards this path for quite a while, but Florida now becomes the eye of the hurricane in many ways because a lot of people, rightfully so, believe that Governor DeSantis is going to run for president regardless of what happens in November. And now the wrinkle of Roe v. Wade being overturned really puts a central focus on this particular race, knowing what direction he may head in. Where does Attorney General Moody currently stand on any type of prosecutorial efforts against abortion cases? Now, obviously, we have the 15-week abortion ban. We don't have a full abortion ban, but that could obviously change at any time. How does that factor into your race as it stands right now?
Well, as soon as I learned the Dobbs decision leaking, within minutes, I released a statement saying I would not prosecute a doctor or a woman involved in performing abortion. I did not hesitate. I'm not going to that's a private decision. That is not something that should be prosecuted. And I will stand in a firewall as Attorney General for any effort to make criminal prosecution in that case. What is Ashley Moody doing? I think she'd have to ask Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. At this point, I don't know who is her boss. I think because there's going to be a conflict between the two at some point. But interesting on the abortion issue. When is the last time you heard or did not hear Ron DeSantis say something about an important issue? He's being like quiet as a mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Because he's in a box the size of the state of Florida. Yep. And he does. And you know what the problem is? He has no courage. And when I went after, I called 2 years ago. I said, this guy's running for president. I traveled the state as a Grim Reaper, calling him out for his deathly handling of this. He's a coward. He's a complete coward. And he won't come out because you got people on the right saying, you got to go for a full ban or you're out. You got people on moderate. Well, you can't say anything. Wait to the election. We are done with cowards in Florida leadership. Ron DeSantis is a coward. Ashley Moody is a coward. And I'm going to fight them tooth and nail on every issue because clearly he doesn't know what he's going to do. He's going to do whatever he thinks. He doesn't care about women or doctors or how to handle. He cares about his political future. And his decision on what to do about this is only based on his political future.
I did a segment. Yeah. I did a segment on this like 2 weeks ago, and right when it happened, and I said, he now really becomes the central focus because if this was just a question of him getting reelected to Florida, I think he'd go for the whole thing and try to take a board away.
Well, he would go for a full ban if he wasn't running for president.
Exactly, because that will not play in the majority of the country.
Well, I'm not sure exactly because I think he's got a close. I think I don't know about that. I mean, I think I've gone back and forth on that, whether if he really wasn't considering running for president. I think he's ultimately a coward, and he hasn't figured out how it would play in his reelection and his presidential race. So I think even if he wasn't considering running for president, he would skirt this and hide from it and duck it as long as he could.
It is very awkward and uncomfortable. And I, for one, appreciate him not commenting on it, because I am quite frankly tired of a whole bunch of people talking about my reproductive rights. Like, I am so sick of white men, I'm sorry, talking about my uterus and saying things like, well, I guess 15 weeks is okay. No, it's got to be the heartbeat. Get the F out of here with that. I am so done. This is not even a negotiable thing to me anymore. I am so done discussing this with people. It's outrageous. This is outrageous.
No, I agree. Yeah, I completely. In 1978, there's a little history. I'm a history major. So we had a Constitutional Revision Commission, meets every 20 years in Florida. In 1978, Sandy Dallenbart, who is a legal legend and one of my mentors, was the head of the Constitutional Revision Commission. My dad was the executive director. It was their idea to put in 1980 in the Constitution of Florida the right to privacy. And it's been in our Constitution since then. And there are many states that have that. And it's been upheld by the Florida Supreme Court repeatedly as applying to rights to an abortion. So Florida has led the country for decades in protecting women's rights because it's a privacy right. And I agree with you. This is a matter between a doctor and a woman and a girl. I mean, nobody else. And I agree with you 100% on that.
I don't know if you were watching what they were taught when they were the committee hearings about this, and they were questioning, I think her name is Kiara Bridges. She's the attorney out, I want to say she's out of California, but she's a reproductive rights attorney, and they're questioning her, and she uses the term anyone able to carry a child. Because of course, and they're sitting there trying to nitpick with her, fighting about the definition of a woman thing.
Right. Yeah, I saw it.
As if that's what we need to be discussing now. Like, and she's like, well, yes, trans men could technically carry children. And that's what they want to be talking about. That's the issue that they're taking from all of this.
Well, I don't know if I spent a lot of time thinking about how these folks think. The Republican Party knows if they talk about pocketbook issues, corporate, overseeing of people, of taxes, of minimum wage, they're going to lose. So they create these boogeymen, these issues of, grooming, these issues like, killing a baby, because they had to rile up their base, because they don't have the votes unless they rile up their base. And these industries like Koch brothers, they raise all their money on this. Donald Trump, you think he's really gives a crap about abortion rights? No. But he knew in order to win, he had to go to the Koch brothers and the Federal Society and say, who do you want? I'll pick whoever you want. And that's what I do, because it's how they win, or they have been winning. Even though the majority of people disagree with them on these issues, they pick these social, cultural issues that divide Americans to get their base out to vote. It's that simple.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.